Well, good morning and happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of our morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. Jennifer here, of course, to start off the morning show with our good friend Pete Wilson. And Pete is here to do the morning news update. As always, brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, please give Nia a call, 740-418-4135. And she'll work hard for you as she does for everyone else. All right, Pete, I know it's always been a busy weekend. We had the WTF going on and a prom and all kind of fun stuff. So I'm sure you're definitely full of it this morning.
Okay, well, yes, it was a busy weekend, and it turned out to be, by all accounts that I've heard anyway, a good weekend for the Wild Turkey Festival.
Yes.
Of course, you know, they were up against the fact that they didn't have one in 2020, which, you know, that is a business setback. And then this year, of course, you know, you still have the pandemic around. Maybe not like it was last year, but still around, still a threat, still some restrictions in place or protocols in place that you probably want to practice. And of course, they did put out that advisory on what they hoped that visitors would do. And I think compliance actually turned out to be pretty good. There was a good crowd, especially on Saturday, Jennifer. Yesterday was kind of a yucky day for a car show. They had a car show scheduled, but it did go on, and the baby contest and so forth. But Saturday, which has always been the big day at the Turkey Festival, was a good one with a very good crowd up there. Red Thompson Jr. was mixing amongst them. Matt McKee was doing his radio remotes. Mindy Barry Eisenagel was up there on Sunday for the radio, and so we were well represented. But on Saturday evening, they crowned a new queen and the royalty, and here is the moment actually where the new queen was crowned, and the new queen is Lily J. John, and she is being crowned by the 2019 queen, Sydney Knox, who Sydney and her attendants got to serve for 2 years because, you know, there, of course, was no royalty last year. But the attendants for Lily J. John are, there they are all in a row there. They are, let's get them in order here.
They're lovely, I can tell you that.
Yes, from the left, looking at them there, the second attendant is Taylor Moore. No, that's the wrong list. Let me go back and get this here for you.
It's Monday, isn't it, Jim?
Okay.
It is Monday.
Okay, all right. In order.
He's got it.
In order, you have...
He's looking.
Yes, I've got a lot of picture information here, so just hang on here with me. So I got them in the right order. Okay, Lily J. John is on the right. The second attendant is Lydia Nichols. She's there on the left, and in the middle is the first attendant, Micah McFadden. And so those are the three girls that are going to represent the 2021 Wild Turkey Festival Queen. They will reign through the middle of next year's festival when new queens and attendants will be crowned and announced. Also, there was some other special awards that were given at the Queen's crowning. The Queen of Past Queens was Stacey Knox Tolley. The People's Choice was Lily J. John, who turned out to be the Queen. The Spirit of the Wild Turkey Festival Award went to Kylie Farrell. The Essay Award went to Elizabeth Liz Lambert. Lily J. John was named Miss Congeniality. Lydia Leniker was the Community Spirit Award, the Best Turkey Gobble, and the Interview Award. So I'd love to hear those girls do their gobble. The Evening Gown Award went to Micah McFadden and Liz Lambert. That was a tie. The Cocktail Dress Award went to Lydia Nichols. And the Stage Entertainment Award went to the Queen, Lily J. John. Of course, on Saturday evening, also in the spotlight were the two Grand Marshals. They were Charlotte Mowry, who was, there's Charlotte right there waving. She was the longtime owner of Vinton County Floral, and obviously a big supporter of the Turkey Festival. And the other Grand Marshal was 101-year-old Eleanor Benedict. And there she is being squired during the parade by the Reverend Jim Taylor, who being the chauffeur there. And so they were all in the spotlight. Live entertainment as well on Saturday night. And then, as we said, a baby contest, a car show, raffle drawings, etc. on Sunday. It all shut down about 5 o'clock. And Red Thompson Jr. says that he talked with the festival folks, and they were pretty pleased with how it went. Not pleased with Sunday's weather, but they had decent weather at least for most of the time. All right. Also, away from the Turkey Festival back here in Jackson County, we do have, as we speak, the murder trial going on for defendant Lonnie Sheets. He is accused in the deaths of David Yelly and Tabitha Sheets. Tabitha Sheets was related to Lonnie Sheets. But that trial, the prosecution has rested, the state has rested, and they're now doing motions hearings, and that trial is expected to end no later than Wednesday. And we've been monitoring that. Phil Buffington wrote up a very nice update in the Saturday's paper, very detailed accounting of the testimony of one of the main prosecution witnesses, and that was Lonnie Sheets. Lonnie Sheets was one of the victims who survived, and he claimed that he was pistol whipped by the defendant, Lonnie Sheets. So that trial going on, and of course we will be following that. Excitement at Oak Hill High School on Friday. This was, of course, after we were off the air, Jennifer, but there was a lockdown at Oak Hill High School on Friday. That's actually at the prom walk. We'll get there in just a little bit. A much nicer thing. But there was a lockdown because of a phoned-in threat from someplace in New York, where they said that there would be a bomb going off at Oak Hill High School.
Wait, so somewhere in New York?
Somewhere in New York, that's where the phone call came from.
That's bizarre.
Right. But anyway, it came into the school and said that there would be a bomb detonating. And what they did at Oak Hill High School, they did a lockdown for about an hour and checked the building. And they thought that this was the safest thing to do rather than an evacuation. Because sometimes when you, at other schools, when there's been a mass shooter thing, there's a strategy to get all those kids together in one place.
Right.
And that would, of course, happen if there was something like a bomb evacuation or a fire drill. And so
get everybody running out, and then they're moving targets.
So everybody is separated, locked down, safe in their room, and there's no access in and out of the building. And they did a check with the fire department and the police department. They did it very quickly, and within an hour, it was back to normal at Oak Hill High School. So that happened on Friday. Also, on the COVID-19 front, we have one updated report from the Vinton County Health Department. There was one new case of COVID-19 in their most recent report, which was last Friday. The number of active cases remains at 10. The number of total deaths remains at 19. The number of current hospitalizations remains at 0. So the only change was one new confirmed case. All right, at Oak Hill High School, much happier circumstances on Saturday night because they were able to pull off their prom. And not quite regular, but close to regular because they had all the main activities. This was the scene outside of Oak Hill High School on Saturday night for what they call the Grand March. That's where all the prom goers, their dates march through in their finery, and they get introduced. And of course, there's all sorts of opportunities through photos and videos, etc. They did the Grand March instead of inside in the gymnasium, which is their big room inside the high school. They did it outside on the walk in front of the high school entrance. This way, they were able to allow more people to attend. And you know that parents and relatives and friends want to attend and see this Grand March. And so you can see how they had it set up. They had the prom goers walk along the sidewalk there with the spectators roped off along the perimeter of the sidewalk. That way, everybody had a good view, but there was distancing involved. While they went through the Grand March, the prom goers did not have to have a mask on, which of course makes for better pictures. And right now up on our screen, the TV screen, computer monitor, however you're watching, if you're watching that way, you see the prom king and queen. The prom king and queen are, the king is Flint Barger, and the queen is Madison Conley. So congratulations to them. So we've got 3 proms down now. Vinton County's had their prom, Wellston's had their prom, Oak Hill's had their prom, Jackson's prom coming up on Saturday, and they're doing that a little bit differently. We'll talk about that later as the week goes on. But the great thing about it is the organizers, the schools, the parents, they figured out ways to have these events. At Oak Hill High School, once they had the Grand March, everything was inside. They had a sit-down dinner catered by the Scioto River. They had the prom in the gymnasium. They had dancing. I think they had to have masks on, and you could only dance with your partner. And then they had a after party with the theme of Casino Royale. That was after the prom. So it was a great night, a memorable night. And if you're a high school senior or junior, especially a senior, if you don't get to have that experience, your final year in high school, that's a bummer all the way around. So we're so glad that all the schools have figured out how to do that and still try to do it with safety protocols in place. All right, the Wellston American Legion Post, which is a good corporate citizen, a good civic citizen in Oak Hill, or in Wellston rather, has stepped up to support the Kelly Lambert Park. They recently made a $5,000 donation. And there you see that donation taking place right there. Some of the principals involved with the city and also with the Legion. And that is a city-owned park, Kelly Lambert Park. And you can see the city folks accepting the donation there. You see Wellston Police Chief John Robinson. He's the second from the left as you're looking at the picture. That's Service Director Anthony Brenner on the far left there. And the Legion representatives are the District 8 Child Welfare Committee Chair Robin Johnson. She's right in the middle. She's the one passing the check. And then you have the Legion's finance officer, Andy Holzapple. And then the young lady on the right, we also know well here at Total Media. That is the executive assistant for the mayor, the Wellston Mayor Charlie Hudson. That is Mindy Barry Eisenogel. And so once again, the city trying to get donations and support for a grant application to make major improvements at the Kelly Lambert Park on West Broadway Street in Wellston. Okay, we want to end our news report with a final salute to the late Sam Shumard. Sam Shumard, there he is. Word was received here that he passed away last week in Richmond, Virginia. Sam lived in Jackson for 40 years, and a lot of people got to know him all over the county, but especially here in Jackson. He was a Jackson resident. At one time, he was a city councilman in Jackson. At one time, he was involved in the city administration as the sexton at Fairmont Cemetery. He, I know, was an advisor to some of the city administrators, the mayor and service director for many years. He was very well thought of for his reasonableness, his congeniality, his logic. Nobody had a problem with Sam Shumard. And if Sam Shumard had a problem with you, he didn't let you know it. Just a gentleman from tip to stern, Sam Shumard. And he was a bulwark of the Jackson Rotary Club. Very good Rotarian. Went to other meetings in other towns and just was a pillar of the Rotary Club with the Apple Festival Project and all. And he moved away about 9 years ago to Richmond, Virginia to be closer to his family. But he did pass away this past week at the age of 88. They will be having his funeral and burial back here in Jackson later in the week. The calling hours will be on Thursday evening from 6 to 8 at the Lewis and Gillum Funeral Home here in Jackson. Funeral will be at 2 p.m. on Friday with burial following in Fairmont Cemetery. For those who remembered Sam Shumard and want to honor his memory, the family requests that donations be made to his church, which was the Christ United Methodist Church here in Jackson. All right, well, I am going to give up my seat to a very important lady in this town. That's Kim Harless. She wears a number of hats, but I think she's wearing her Jackson Rotary president hat today because they've got a big event coming up tomorrow. And I will already tell you, I am a Rotarian. I don't do all the things that Kim does, but I will tell you that they're going to sell chili and beans tomorrow at the Farmers Sportsman Booth, and I tried them both last time when they did this in November, and they were both great.
Yes.
So that's where you want to get lunch or supper, and you help out a great cause at the same time.
That's exactly right. Thanks, Pete. Of course, the morning news update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, please give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll be out working hard for you. All right, let's head on over to your Zip Printing weather forecast. Well, it's just not bad and it's not good this week. I mean, I guess. Although I will say the rain has moved out of the forecast. So that is a plus. They are calling for partly cloudy skies today with highs around 61 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 39 degrees. And tomorrow on Tuesday, mostly sunny. We don't see that very much, with highs around 62 degrees. A little bit warmer on Wednesday and Thursday. As you can see, a couple degrees warmer each day as the week goes on. Looks like the weekend, if it holds up, should be actually very, very nice. So that's a good thing. And don't forget, if you do need those graduation yard signs or announcements, please contact Zip Printing. And you can do that by giving them a call downstairs, 740-286-3023. Or what is it? yourtotalmedia.shop or Zip Printing at .carlsoncraft.com. So all of those ways that you can visit with them. All right, so our special guest in the house today is our good buddy Kim Harless, and welcome, girlfriend.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I feel weird over here.
I know. Normally we get to hang out together. And so Kim obviously is here numerous times, and we always love having you as a guest. But today you have on your Rotary hat.
I do.
You do, and
Yes.
you have been the Rotary president. Am I correct?
Yes, my term is almost up. It's a 1-year term, and I think I took office in July, so I have a couple months left, but yes.
So tell us about, before we get on to what you're here to talk about today, the duties of a Rotary president. I mean, you have a lot, and then on top of all that, you have this little global pandemic thing going on. So how have things been different? How is your how's it gone this past year?
It's been rough. It's been rough. I mean, the biggest thing we do is the Apple Festival. We have the mushrooms and the pizza and the pizza rolls that everybody loves. Well, of course, we didn't have that last year.
Correct.
And we count on those funds to help fund our scholarship program. So we had to get very creative, and so brainstormed with a couple other Rotarians and said, what about a bean and chili dinner? And they said, yeah, well, why don't we rent the Farmers Sportsman? So we just brainstormed. I have a good group of officers, and we decided to rent the Farmers Sportsman in November and have a bean and chili was a good idea.
Yeah.
So what we do is I put a simple recipe out for everybody. We send it to all the Rotarians and we say, your contribution can be working in the booth that day a couple hours. You can donate money if you don't want to do anything else, and we can buy the stuff we need, or you can make beans or chili or corn muffins. So that's what we did. We actually made about $2,500. So that covered part of our scholarships. So we decided to do another one in May. So we're hoping that by doing another one that will cover the rest of our scholarships. We're giving 4 $1,000 scholarships. Those have been selected, will be awarded tonight at the Jackson Award ceremony. So hopefully tomorrow that will be our second half of our fundraiser that takes the place of the funds we get from the Apple Festival.
And let's talk for a minute. And we will certainly talk about the bean dinner and chili dinner, but let's talk for a minute about the things that Rotary does, the scholarships, all of the good that you all do for the community.
We like to focus on our seniors, meaning our seniors in high school and our senior citizens. We used to do a pancake supper, which everybody loved. We made pancake sausage, sold tickets at the Senior Citizen Center. We do a kindergarten packet for all the kindergarten kids at Jackson.
And that's huge.
That's
People don't
huge.
understand how much money that is.
It's a lot of money, and it's time putting those things together for the kids, but it's a worthwhile project. We do get some grant money to help with that, but you have to apply for it. We also look at other things we can do in the community. We do the Hope Haven picnic. Didn't get to do that. We were hoping to maybe do that this year.
Yeah.
Couldn't. We do, at Christmas time, we do poinsettias for lock-ins. Didn't get to do that this year. There's just so many things we do that we couldn't do because of the pandemic. So we used to meet every Tuesday. Well, then we lost our home at Holzer. So we started meeting at the shelter house at the park. And that could only last for so long because the weather got bad, when it gets
We
cold.
do live in Ohio.
We live in Ohio, so we met there until about October.
Right.
So then we met at the Christ United Methodist Church, and that's our home right now.
Good.
But then we met there for 2 times in person, and then an outbreak happened at the church, so they shut us down again.
Oh, no.
So we got real creative then. I said, we still need to meet. So we started meeting every other Tuesday instead of every Tuesday. And I think that's been good because I think some people wouldn't join Rotary because they knew our attendance is important. And they said, I can't be there every Tuesday, So we're going every other Tuesday. But on the off Tuesdays, I do a Facebook Live. I don't know if you've seen, we've been doing local businesses. We just do something to keep us out there. And that's been a hit. That's been a huge hit. We either go to a business, we're promoting our downtown, we're promoting local businesses.
Yeah. Well, you guys came to the brewery.
That was
brewery.
fun. We went to A&L Terry. We went to the downtown treatery just the last time. I think next Tuesday is Stockroom 601 maybe.
Okay.
So we just ask people, or sometimes now they call us and say, hey, we want to be on your Facebook Live tour for your off Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if it's not a Tuesday, like I did Wednesday for the treatery because they weren't open on Tuesday, but it's just good to be out and about and do some different things. And then if our Rotarians watch it or comment, they have the whole week to watch it, they still get credit for attendance.
Very good.
Because attendance is big for us. We've dropped, our membership right now is right around 50. We're a little bit down, but we've lost a lot of our older members. Not sure if it's because of pandemic, where they couldn't get together, or I don't know. But we're working to try to build that back up, but it's kind of hard to do during this time.
Yeah, and I guess understandably so. Things have just been so crazy, and hopefully we're on the path to a little bit more normalcy, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for that.
So Amanda will be taking over after I am done, Amanda Crabtree, and I hope for her. There's a lot that goes on. There was a lot of trainings that we had to do via Zoom because they put you through a lot of extensive training, seminars and stuff that you have to do for the year that you're president. And I didn't get to go to anything. They were all Zoom meetings, and if you are like me or anybody else, I need to be in person. It's just hard to follow after so many Zoom meetings. After 2-3 hours, you just kind of zone out.
Yeah, right.
So we've done the best we can do. We've held our membership pretty good, but we are always looking for new Rotarians. So don't feel like if you can't be at every Tuesday that you can't be a Rotarian, because there's so many other things that we do that you can help with. Because our hashtag, our motto is service before self. And, if you're interested in doing things in the community or you just want to help out every so often, we want you to join. We'll get you in there, and hopefully we'll start building our membership back up.
Well, we love that. And, a lot of these service organizations, whether it be Rotary, Kiwanis, you all are doing so much good for the community. And, our job here at the morning show is to let people know what the heck y'all are doing out there.
Absolutely.
Scholarships don't magically happen. The flowers down on Main Street don't just magically happen. There are service organizations doing all of this for their community and for their love of the folks in the community.
Absolutely.
So, but it doesn't, again, magically happen. You need participation by folks. So.
And you need new people because you wear out the same core group of people that do everything,
Yeah,
It's
and
nice
you need
to
new
have
ideas.
It is. And you need fresh ideas. That's exactly right.
Sure.
That's exactly right.
Sure. Well, hopefully we don't have to deal with another year of a global pandemic and can move on and have some normal events and fundraisers and all of that stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, so let's get back to what is happening tomorrow. Tell us exactly what's going on.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll be starting around 6 a.m. Joel Wood is going to be our kettle cooker, and he will actually cook the beans. And we have chili already made. We have Rotarians that have made chili, and we will start serving at 11 a.m. I think last time we actually had things ready by 10:15.
That sounds
so
good.
if someone stops by, but we will have chili, we'll have beans, we have homemade corn muffins, we have hot dogs that we'll fix on the grill, and then we'll have drinks. Have a variety of drinks that we have people have donated. Almost everything has been donated, so whatever we make will be profit, which is always nice.
That is definitely nice. And
Yes.
again, now, do people order ahead of time? Do they just show up?
Well,
and what's
you know,
going on
we
there?
had both going on. I had a couple schools call ahead of time and do a big order, and there have been a couple times where we have delivered. If
Okay.
there's an office that has a pretty big order, or a school, I know Hope Haven did. Southview already told me they were going to text me today with their order,
Good.
and then if they could have it by a certain time, if they need it by 10:45. So we will do that also, as long as it's a pretty big order. We're not going to be running like a bowl of beans just anywhere. But if it's a big order and it's a school or a business that can't get away, we sure will. They're welcome to text my cell phone, Amanda's cell phone. I know she had offered to do that also. But if you need it, give us a little time, before you just call us and say, hey, I need it in a half an hour, because we got really, really busy.
Yeah.
Last year, it was like we had lines. So, and the
That's
weather's going to be
good.
in the high 50s tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
it's
I think
gonna
that's
be-
chilly bean weather.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't get much better than
No,
that, does
that's
it?
perfect. Yeah. So we'll be there from 6 a.m. Joel's going to start. We'll get everything set up. We'll start selling as soon as it's ready, but we say 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. or until we run out. Last year we ran out of chili, and we had about 4 gallons of beans left, and that was it. And we
Wow.
fixed 50 pounds of beans. 50 pounds.
Dang.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So I just think there's something about having it over in a kettle over an open fire, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just tastes better.
it just tastes better. It does. Got that little smoky, taste.
A little bit, yeah, and the whole point is you're helping.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all need to eat anyway, right?
That's right.
And why not? It's win-win for everyone.
That's right. Absolutely.
You get
So
something good to
that's
eat.
going to be our day tomorrow, and then I've got our schedule is full, and we got people called me today just before I came and said, "Hey, add me to the schedule, and we'll help." So I
Good.
think people are getting a little more comfortable getting out and doing some things, which I'm so happy for. But yeah, stop by and see us at the Farmers Sportsman. They're on Harding Avenue, and they have been so great to work with other organizations too.
They
I
have.
know the Lions Club did something a couple weeks ago. I think we're doing our bean and chili again. It's great that they can utilize that building, and they charge us very little to use it, But it's great that all of us organizations can work together and help each other during a time like this. And this may be a good norm. My goal was to have mushrooms sometime throughout the year besides the Apple Festival. Never got to that point yet, but I think we're still throwing that out there, maybe, that it might be a possibility to rent the Farmers Sportsman again a little bit before the Apple Festival, and maybe try those mushrooms and maybe pizza rolls. Just
Heck
do
yeah.
something off, so people don't come to the Apple Festival. They don't get to experience that. They love the mushrooms. They don't want to fight the crowd. So that's something we're thinking about for an off weekend when people don't want to fight a crowd, or even during the week, they can come and still get those great mushrooms that we do.
And we're all looking for, especially right now, just any little simple pleasure in
Yes,
life is
exactly.
fantastic. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Something
Yeah.
to look forward to. It's something
Yeah,
fun.
and our businesses have been great to donate pop and spoons and just
Yeah.
anything we needed for this event. So we had some leftover stuff, so water, the things that wouldn't go bad, we kept.
Sure.
So we didn't have to hit the businesses again. We're going to use what we have and go from there. But we have a great community. We appreciate all the donations that have come in, and just come out and see us tomorrow from 11 to 6 or until we run out. So.
Yeah, and again, the Farmers Sportsman on Harding Avenue, if you don't know where that is, it's right there by the Eddie Jones Park, and it's on at Veterans
Right.
Drive, and there's plenty
Plenty
the
of parking.
great thing is there's plenty of parking,
Yes.
and you can pull right there off of Veterans Drive, so
Yeah.
you're not lined up down the road or
Right.
anything like that, and
we'll
still
have
have room
signs
to
out,
stand
too.
and
You know, a lot of times, last time we had people stopping by and they said they want fish.
oh,
I'm so sorry, we don't have fish. We have beans and cornbread. And they're like, okay, we'll take that too then.
yeah, that sounds good too.
Yeah, they see that booth open and man, they start coming for the fish.
You know, that thing has definitely drawn a crowd over the years.
It
So-
has.
and you know, what a good location for that booth, and it is so kind of the Farmers Sportsman to
Oh, they're great to
open
work
up their
with.
doors to
Yes.
other organizations
Absolutely.
and let them use that facility.
Yep, what a great idea. Great
Yeah,
idea.
for sure.
Good deal.
All right, so what the heck else is going on, Kim?
Oh,
I know
I'm glad
when
you asked.
when you're here, you always have lots and lots of
Oh,
things
yeah.
to talk about.
Well, I'm going to switch gears to Farm Bureau if I could.
Absolutely.
So we have started doing something probably about 8 months now. I've thought of before the pandemic hit, I wanted to do Farm Focus Fridays. We called Farm Focus Friday, feature some of our Farm Bureau members that raise beef, that have produce, and do salsa, just whatever they do.
Right.
Just to focus on our members a little more and, just give them a little shout out. So back in December, so pandemic hit, office shut down, couldn't do any of that. So about October, we kind of started going back in, and we were open to the public by the door, knocking on the door. We kept it locked. But we started doing some gourds and some pumpkins and stuff. Well, right before that, we did apple butter. And the apple butter went off the shelf quick.
Mhm.
I mean, we did it twice, and it was a hit both times. So I thought this would be a good time to just kind of open our doors back up a little bit. And so I bought a freezer, and I started trying to find beef. And I'm like, nobody has beef. Even the producers that have it, it's a wait to get into the slaughterhouse. They could not get there. And then for the ones they did get in, they already had it sold. I mean, they were sold for a year out.
Mhm.
So I found one person that had beef and had plenty of it. So I started working with Fraser's Farm, and we bought a freezer. And now we have, from about December on, we now have bulk hamburger. We have the packages, the patties. We have a roast, 2 to 3 pound roast. We have ribeye steaks. We have sirloin strips, which are New York strips, and we have cube steak. So I promote it every so often on my Farm Bureau, on our Jackson Benton, and in my personal page. But we have some really good farm fresh meat. So if you're looking for some, farm to table fresh meat, we got it. We got it at the Farm Bureau office, featuring our Farm Bureau members, which all of them are members. Taylor, Haley, which is really their cattle, Alice and Ted, Fraser Farm.
All right, so Kim, let's talk for a minute about why buying local and buying what you know is important.
Well, this pandemic has done one thing for our farmers, and it truly has been a blessing, because people weren't going to Walmart and Kroger as often. They were doing the click list, the click list, and they want to see, most people want to see what they're buying.
Sure.
So farmers started promoting their meat and saying, hey, it's either grain fed or it's grass fed or whatever. And they started getting hit very hard with people wanting to just buy a fourth, a half, a little bit. So from the pandemic on, and we're hoping that it stays that way. I mean, there's still a wait for the farmers to get their cattle into the slaughterhouse, but we have a new facility opening up. I'm not sure what the date is, but Mercer's are opening up a facility,
Yes.
slaughterhouse, which that'll be nice for the area. Any other outlets we can get, but the problem is there's a shortage of people that know how to process meat and to cut meat. So I know the Ohio State University is offering classes at different times that you can actually go and learn how to cut meat. You can learn how to process. So if you're interested in that kind of career, that is wide open right now. It'd be a great career, a good job. But our farmers, they're finally getting to showcase their product, the things they raise, So it's been great. It's been a great change from store-bought. And if you eat it, I'm not slamming any store-bought meat by any means because a lot of people use it. But I promise you that if you try something from a local farmer,
yep,
you will not go back to the other.
And you're exactly right. And I think sometimes people get fixated on maybe it costs a little more but yeah. Number one, you're supporting a local farmer, which right. is really cool, by the way. Yes. But also, what you're getting yourself into, and what's in it, and right. you drive by the farm.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And what they're feeding their yes. animals and all yes. of that. So, there's something to be said for that, and that's a pretty cool thing. Plus, let's just be honest, to get in and out of the Farm Bureau office is sure a heck of a lot easier than to get out yeah. of one of the big box stores.
Yes, our it's the word's really getting out. When people come and buy, they'll buy a good bit at a time. So it's not something they come in every week, but we'll get customers every week. There may be different ones, and then if they're interested in buying a quarter or a half or more, then they let me know, and I get their name and number, and I give it to Ted and Alice, and they get a hold of them. So we do have a lot of people that once they try it, they're like, we want to buy a half, or we want to buy a quarter, and just have it in our freezer that way. So anything we can do to help promote. Eventually, I want to go through all my counties and feature like maybe a Scioto County member or a Pike County member. But again, my problem has been getting meat from them, like Dirk Dempsey. He's like, I'm still got a wait list, so they don't have enough extra to give me to sell where it may not move, where they're selling fourths, quarters, halves, and they have their customer base that wants it, and they want it when they can get it. So eventually, I hope it opens up enough that I can feature other Farm Bureau members in other counties, yeah. other farms. But right now, they've been pretty steady at getting me meat when I need it, and the people are coming in, and they love it. So, and our prices are really good. I put a post up on my Facebook page and the Jackson Vinton one just last week, right before Mother's Day. And like for a 1 pound bulk burger in the tube, it's $4 a pound, and you can't beat that. Patties, we have a package of 6 third pound patties. They're $9 a pack. Our roasts are usually 2 to 3 pound roasts, and they're $5 a pound. Our steaks, ribeyes are $11.50 a pound for a pack of 2. Sirloin strips are $7 a pound for a pack of 2, and our cube steak is $5.25 a pound, and that's usually 4 per pack, and it's 1.5 pounds. So, our prices are real competitive, and honestly, I took prices from everywhere that I could think of. I took the low and the high, and I come in the middle because I didn't want to undercut. I didn't want to make it higher than anybody else's. We just want to, promote our Farm Bureau members. That's the whole purpose of doing this. Sure. And, I have our license and everything we need to be a retailer for that. So
okay, that was going to be my next question. Before anybody gets their panties in a wad, you all have gone through all the proper licensing and permits and all of that to be able to sell this meat.
Absolutely. Yeah, I went through the health department. It was a pretty easy process. They were very helpful. And we had our license and ready to go.
Yep. I can just see the wheels turning. Yeah. As somebody with their, as I said, their panties in a wad over there. So
we absolutely do. We have everything right, and we'll renew it every year because as long as I have people wanting it, we're going to provide it for them and showcase our members. But that's on that same note, we have a couple other things in our office, and I know a lot of people don't know, but Pike County Farm Bureau. Since not every county farm bureau has an office in their county, Jackson is our multi-county office. They got real creative because we couldn't do an events and we couldn't do a lot of stuff that we normally do. We give scholarships away too. So they decided to partner with a local Farm Bureau member in Beaver named Poppin' Jessie Rader. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she has name brand kettle corn that she sells in Rural King.
Oh.
So we got together with her, and we have local popcorn that's raised in Pike County by Corcoran Farm. So we got with her and we said,
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, huge.
How cool.
Huge, yes.
Wow.
So we got with our Corcoran Farm people, and we got with Jessie, and we did a test run on the popcorn because she buys hers bigger kernels, But we wanted to see how this would pop up and do for kettle corn. So a few months ago, we decided we're going to do our own kettle corn for Pike County Farm Bureau. So we met with her, and we didn't want a flavor that she already did because she does a ton of different flavors. So we came up with one called Harvest Mix, and it is, we do a color, but the color doesn't reflect the taste. So we have a classic, which is a yellow, and we have a green, which is, yellow is, the yellow colorish is vanilla. The classic is green, and then caramel. So we have 3 flavors mixed into one tub, and we call it Harvest Mix. Kind of like the green, the brown, kind of like the earth.
Right, yeah.
So my group
Love
came up with that, and we sell that out of the office. It's $7 a tub. Proceeds go to our scholarship fund in Pike County, plus we sell it in 5 Rural Kings now throughout different counties.
That is so cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, yep. So that is focusing Pike County Farm Bureau.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even know about the popcorn
Yes.
grower either. So what is popcorn? Does it?
It looks like sweet corn, field corn.
It
field
looks
corn.
the same. It's
When
just,
you're growing it in a field, it doesn't look any different than the field corn.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of people have no idea. You're probably driving by fields, even on the way to Columbus. You're probably seeing popcorn instead of field corn.
If it gets really hot, does it start popping in the field?
Nope, doesn't do that. It's got to get really hot. but yeah, my group met with Pop and Jessie, and we actually helped
That's so cool.
and box and pop and do everything that night. But the popcorn from Pike County is, anytime you see like Wise, in convenience stores or in grocery stores, popcorn, that's probably theirs.
Oh.
Yeah, they sell it nationwide.
That is so
Yeah.
neat.
So we partnered with them and Pop and Jessie and Rural King and just made a little popcorn of our own, kettle corn. It's very good. So you can stop in the office and get that. And then we have a member from Benton County, Dwayne Boring, and we sell buffalo dip. Have you seen the buffalo dip?
I have, for
Yes.
sure. And I have not. I think at one point he was going to come in here, and then I don't know, something happened. So, but I
Yeah.
have not had any.
Oh,
But I have seen it.
it's amazing. It's
Yes.
addicting. It's like having, like buffalo wings in a dip. And you can actually
Yes.
cook with it. You can mix it in. If you get shredded chicken and you make that buffalo chicken,
Yes.
just use that. It's the only sour cream based dip that I know of that doesn't have to be refrigerated because its shelf life is good. Now, when you get it, it's got a little bit of water content. You just mix it up really well.
Yeah.
It's $5 a jar. He sells in Rural King also, but we're selling it at our office. So we have it there. If you're interested in a little buffalo dip, you don't have to go to Rural King to get it. You can just stop by the Farm Bureau office and get your meat, your popcorn, and your dip.
And you can get all that right here in Jackson.
Right here in Jackson, yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
We're
That's
so
right.
glad you're here to talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, it's exciting. And coming up on May 22nd, we are going to be doing some more apple butter.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. It won't be as big a quantity because the apples are not available, but I found a person that will give me what he has stored, and we'll probably make enough for maybe 50 pints. Because why don't you just want apple butter all through the year, right?
So yeah, and it's so funny, and you and I have talked about this, but growing up here in Jackson and having the Apple Festival, whatever, and I can remember like my grandmother and Uncle Lewis and everybody, were part of the Grange back then.
Yep.
And giving gifts of apple butter, and I always scratched my head. I didn't understand that. And then when I got to college, I actually literally had professors that found out I was from Jackson and would be like, hey, if you're going down to the Apple Festival, could you bring me back apple butter?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't understand what we had down here that, yeah, you can buy it from the grocery store or whatever, but the fact that, you have local people making this delicious apple butter down here at a festival and throughout the year at the Granges and whatever. Like, I had no idea that it was special.
Oh, it is special.
And it is
It
so
really
special.
Anywhere you go that they know you're from Jackson and the Apple Festival, that's the first thing that they talk about.
They do.
My Uncle Bud Martin
no
was
idea.
one of them that always went down and stirred and stirred. And those people from the Victory Grange they're legends,
Oh.
They're legends.
So much, and people don't understand how hard work the apple butter is.
It's
you
an all-day
cannot
event.
stop stirring for
No.
1 second.
Nope, it's an all-day event, especially if you make it in a big kettle. Now, we're going to make a smaller kettle just because, like I said, can't get jars, can't get apples. Well, I
Yep.
found jars over the weekend, so I'm
Okay,
all stocked
good.
up on jars. But the apples is what you can't get this time of year. I mean, you can go to the grocery store, but you'd have to buy a lot of
Right.
bags, and then it's not cost efficient because
Right.
they won't give you a deal, on we buy it by the bushel. So I've located one of my Farm Bureau friends in another county and said, hey, do you have apples? And he's like, I can get you some apples. Not a ton, but we'll get you some apples. So May 22nd, we're making apple butter again. So we'll
Yay.
probably only limit it to like one person because some people come in and want to buy a lot
Cases
at one
and
time.
cases of it. Yeah.
But we will definitely have apple butter that following Monday to sell out of our little farm market there at 231 Broadway Street.
That's exactly right. And once again, tell everyone where the Farm Bureau office is if they're not familiar,
We are-
with us here in Jackson.
We are on Broadway Street, 231 Broadway Street. We're right beside the downtown treatery, the donut shop. That's amazing. And then there's
dangerous
Oh,
being
it's
next
dangerous.
door.
Across the street from the old chamber. I mean, Kelly Wiley, we're across the street from there. So we are open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do have new hours. So just stop in. I'm not going to take phone orders or anything because I know we'll get rid of it quick. But I will announce the price once we see how much our apples are costing. They're a little higher now because of being off season.
Mm-hmm.
But typically, you get your apples September. It's really until September when the good apples are ready for apple butter making. Because you can't just use any apple for apple butter. It's got to be a certain apple that cooks well and
Right.
mixes well. We'll usually get 2 varieties and mix them. And I already have my other ingredients to go with it. But we're excited. I said, well, let's make apple butter in May.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's
That's right.
be rebels.
Let's be rebels. We will not have problems selling it, I'm sure.
No, absolutely not. And what is the protocol? Do people need to call ahead of time and tell you that they're coming in, or can they
No,
just walk in the
we
door
are
now? You guys
open.
open back
We're
up.
open. We do
for
require
business.
masks to be worn inside.
Yes.
It's 2 of us in there. I have a new COA,
Mhm.
Nikki Lewis.
Mhm.
She's joined our team. So we just ask that you come in and just wear a mask when you come in. And people don't mind. They do. They wear a mask. So, yeah, we're super excited about it.
Very good. This is so awesome, and I'm so glad that you stopped in and talk about some of that stuff too,
Yeah.
because I wasn't familiar with the corn and the other things.
And
that
my
you're
goal
selling.
is to eventually have other things like people that make salsa, or it has to be approved through a certified kitchen and all that. But there's so
Right.
many things that our members do that no one know. They don't brag on themselves. Farmers are very proud people, but
They
they're
are.
very humble people.
Yep.
So that was my goal, is to let's promote them, and some of them will tell me, no, I don't want you doing that because I don't want to be, But for those that are interested, like honey, local honey, I'm hoping to work with a new group member we just got down from Oak Hill and get some of their local honey.
That's
So
exactly
my
right.
goal is to have a little indoor farmers market year round. So for things that are in season, I know Mandy Way last year, I got corn from Way's Farm over in Waverly. And that's another place. She will sell our apple butter for us in Pike County. She is selling the popcorn over there at her produce market. She is so sweet to work with. They're very community oriented too, but we brought their corn over here. I sold out in probably 2 hours because everybody knows the way sweet corn is amazing. So,
Well, that sounds fantastic.
yeah. So we'll have hopefully as the season goes along, we'll have different things and we'll feature it on our Facebook page and just kind of make that front part just a little open farmers market. Promoting
and
our
why
members.
not?
Why not? Yeah.
Let's have some fun with it.
That's right. You got to get.
You
You
know?
got. I mean, if COVID has done anything with us, we have thought outside the box so many times now, and we have done some strange things, but they've worked. So
Right?
why not? It
Yeah.
could be a new norm for some people. Certain things.
I have heard that so much just in talking with other business owners and organizations and whatever. And it's like, we have been forced to try things that we would never have tried
Absolutely.
otherwise. And you know what?
It's
We're
worked.
going to continue on.
Yeah, it's worked.
And some things you fall flat on your face on, and,
Right.
and that's fine.
Yep.
But for the most part, you're like, wait,
We can
I
do
would have
this.
never thought of this otherwise, and this is so good.
Yeah. So one
So,
thing I
yeah.
do want to kind of put out there right now, as long as I have our partners helping us, we are planning a dinner in the street this year.
Okay. Yeah.
We are going to plan it. I think there's ways we can do pods. There's ways we can spread it out all the way down to the red light if we have to, from end to end.
Sure.
But that's our goal, is to get the dinner in the street be one of our big things that we start doing again. And we're looking at a date in October, but I'll get with everybody to see if the interest is there. But somehow I want to do our dinner in the street, because I had so many people just totally miss that. They loved it.
You know, what was so unfortunate about that, the first year, of course, we were, as the restaurant, brewery, and whatnot, were certainly involved in it and loved it. But from year 1 to year 2, it grew so much, and you were just on such a roll. And then year 3, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
So, but I think that will be good. I think we'll have to limit it this year. I really do. I think people are ready to get out. Even if you have to wear a mask, we'll get out. We'll space people out. We have an outdoor venue. I think it'll be fun. Switch it up a little bit. But I'll be getting with you all and kind of picking your brains and
Sure.
coming up with some new out-of-the-box things we can do for it too.
And it's literally like, there are certain things that happen around that are literally like Hallmark movie moments, and that's one of them.
Yes.
It was just,
yes.
It's such a cool event, and it's beautiful how you decorate the tables and everything. And, you just have people coming together that normally wouldn't come together in the middle of the street, literally in the middle of the street, and eating a giant, a meal together at this ginormous table.
Yep.
And it's so cool.
I attended spoke at the FFA banquet there in Jackson last week, and I was so proud. The officers, first of all, they put their banquet together to never have done one. Some of these kids have never spoken in front of anybody. They got up and they did a true state official looking FFA banquet. And if you've never, it was open to parents and speakers. But if you've never been to one, when we open back up, I highly encourage you to go. You have no idea the profession. It almost gives me chills just watching it, and the professionalism, and the kids in their dress blues, their corduroy. But every one of them talked about the Farm Bureau things that they miss doing, and dinner in the street was right there on top with everything. They love helping with that.
And I think that you and I talked about it like the first year and the second year, and you asked me to meet with the kids ahead of time and just, what are expectations? What is our procedure?
Right.
How are we going to make this thing happen? And literally, I had a 5-minute meeting with these kids, and they killed it both years.
Both years.
They listened to every single word I said. They did exactly what we asked of them.
Yep.
Just killed it.
Yep.
Just killed it.
Absolutely. So I'm excited to start back on some events that we can work with those kids, because they're great. They're great kids to work with. And it's not the same kids every year. So it's not like the same. I mean, you get some of the older kids that return, but you get freshmen and sophomores that have never done it.
Right.
And to pick up like they do and just do what they're asked and never complain, as hot as it is, and in their jackets.
Yes.
They were top notch for sure.
And it was like, thank you for not being having your face in your cell phone for a minute and actually absorbing, the few words that I say to you.
Right.
And it's so refreshing
to
see these kids do good, and can't say enough good stuff about them.
Absolutely. So excited to start working with some events with them again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a few minutes left on the program, so let's take off the Farm Bureau hat and put back on the Rotary hat, and let's do a review of what people can expect tomorrow and what's going on.
All right, so stop by the Farmers Sportsman, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. We will be serving beans cooked out in a cast iron kettle over a fire. We have chili And like I said, I gave all Rotarians the same recipe. So it's not like, oh, you're getting this, you're getting this. It's the exact same ingredients. We just mix them all together. You'll have the choice of chili or beans, and you can get both if you want. We will have corn muffins. That was a big hit last time when we ran out, and people were running to the store and actually making them during the day. So we're going to have plenty of corn muffins. We'll have water, hot dogs that are on the grill. Nothing like a grilled hot dog, in my opinion.
Right.
And we don't have sauce, but a lot of people last year, we put chili on their hot dogs for them. So we just drained a little juice and put the hot dog. So, and then water and drinks. So please stop by, support your local Rotary and our local scholarship winners and our kids. Can't wait to see everybody. Just stop out. You don't have to pre-order, but if you have a large order, we do ask you to. Most people have my cell phone number. But if you don't, I can give it to you now, and feel free to text me. And everybody has my number, it seems like, or they text me for other people's numbers. So I'm like the yellow pages. But no, feel free to text me or call me 740-352-0120, and give me a little bit of time. We'll even deliver it if it's a big enough order, especially to businesses and schools.
Very good.
Yep.
And again, what are we doing? We're helping kids and our seniors.
Yes.
Seniors
Absolutely.
and
Seniors
you know
and
and our kids. So yeah, it's seniors and seniors. So
Yes,
very good.
absolutely.
All right. Well, Kim, while you're here, is there anything else you wanted to let our viewers know about? It's always fun having you here.
School board stuff. So happy and thrilled that we have almost gotten through the whole year. We have we've done everything right, I feel. We're still going to continue with our mask and stuff. We are having prom walkthrough. As Pete said, you guys can talk about that a little bit later, but that will be a little different. Graduation is on as of now, pending no rain, because we're going to set it up a little different in the stadium.
Love that.
Instead of everybody facing our home side, we're going to be facing, so we can use both sides of the stadium. We'll be end zone to end zone.
Okay.
So it'll look a little different, but it will be in person. Now, if it rains, that's when the problem sets in. Mm-hmm. We have a makeup date for the next day, which is Saturday, the 29th, and there will be limited tickets because we will be inside and we have to.
Yeah.
So pray for no rain. I'm not going to jinx us, but we've been pretty lucky the last few years of getting through it. And I hope this year we can get through it for the kids so that they can have a somewhat normal graduation with their families there to watch. So other than that, I think when he talked about the prom, I think they are going to go to Park's Edge with the after prom, where they'll be doing games outside, and it's big enough they can social distance, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of the same rules that Oak Hill and Wellston have had to wear their mask and only dance with the certain ones that they come with. But other than that, I'm just so proud of all of our teachers, our administrators. Has it been a year? It has been a year. But you know what? We're making great strides. We're almost there to the end. What else can you say? It's just, I'm proud of everybody for all their hard work. And it hasn't been fun. Our people that volunteered, but they got paid to do the online. It's been rough. It's been rough being a teacher during the day and then an online teacher in the afternoon, late evening. So, but we did it, and I'm thankful for everybody that's been a part of it. Like I said, great teachers, great administrators, great staff, from bus drivers to cooks to aides to everybody. You know,
everybody's had to just pivot and
team,
go with it.
And we have an amazing team. So thank you to everybody for all your hard work. Let's get through another couple weeks now.
That's right. And then hopefully have the summer to get this thing nipped in the bud, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Kim, thank you so much for being our guest today. It's always so much fun talking with you.
Always appreciate texting and saying, hey, can we come talk about this? And you're always like, absolutely. So thank you guys for accommodating us. We appreciate all you do.
Of course. It's our pleasure. All right, before we get out of here for the day, did want to thank Carman the Carman, where the deals are great. Mark Carman and all the gang at Carman's Used Cars. If you're looking for a vehicle, please stop out on the lot and see them today. Sun will be shining a little bit anyway. No rain in the forecast, so it's a perfect time to check them out. Also, want to thank our friends at the filling station, the store Broadway and Penn in Wellston, and Quick Stop here in Jackson, home of that crispy, crunchy chicken. If you are looking for something great to eat, please stop by. See the Hoser's Pizza, the chicken, all of the subs and sandwiches, great things that they have to offer. All right, pretty something pretty to do if you're looking. You could go up, hit the store Broadway and Penn, order you a pizza, go out, take a walk around Lake Alma. It's gorgeous out there, and then pick that up on the way back through. That sounds like a good plan to me. So, all right, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. And our guest tomorrow is, I don't remember. Sorry. James doesn't remember either. I think we have a guest tomorrow. Oh, I know. Our friends from the Humane Society. That's right. So we'll be talking about some great things that they have coming up. Have a great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.